Hello everybody, this is Fernando for the latest Godzilla Rant video. I usually do these just every once in a while on a blue moon, and I only do these whenever something comes about that I just have to talk about and kind of rant, hence the Godzilla Rant focus. So for all you newbies out there, if you're wondering where this video comes from, it's basically that model that I follow. Check out my past ones too, you'll see some of the other examples that I've illustrated when it comes to certain things I wanted to rant about. In this case, this involves a brand new trailer. You've seen it, I've seen it. It was leaked the other day, and then it looks like because of that leak, the studio decided to go ahead and unleash the full actual trailer into the world rather than waiting, I believe it was, until Monday. And of course, what I'm talking about is the Batman Superman Dawn of Justice teaser. So this is a heavily hyped film. Obviously, it's going to be so huge when it comes to its blockbuster status, pitting the two largest, arguably the two best comic book characters within the whole world. I mean, we're talking about characters that in any part of the world, if you draw either a bat symbol or if you draw a simple S, people will anywhere say, oh, that's Superman, or oh, that's Batman. So these are arguably the two most popular superheroes of all time. They're going to be around for the longest time ever, long after we're all dead here, essentially. Your children, your children's children, they'll just continue to have stories related to these two great icons. And so pitting them in a film like this, where they're fighting against each other, it's the idea that everything has to be epic. It has to be something where right from the first start, first impressions count because of the huge demand that this film will have from its fans. I've seen the trailer. I saw the trailer the other day when it was leaked, and so I wanted to give it a overnight status to see what my thoughts were a day later, whether they were still the same or not. And unfortunately, I still have to say this. I think that this movie is kind of going in the wrong direction, and I'm not the only one thinking this. Now, let me first start and preface this. I don't mind the idea of them two fighting each other because that's been a staple when it comes to the comic book world. I love the Batman character. I love even more the Superman character. I've been fans of them since I was a young kid, so I know the history about the Batman and Superman comics and how there will always be comic books where they're fighting each other, whether it's something involving a friendly rivalry, or in some cases somebody is possessed by another villain, or in some cases somebody's doing it because one of their friends or family members is held hostage and they have no choice. Whatever the reason, I mean, it's always a good thing whenever one of those comics comes out and they have to fight each other. But in this case, I don't mind seeing it in the film because it'd be great to see how that plays out. But I do not like that the entire teaser, everything, all 2 minutes of it, is 100% so dark. Not just dark visually, but it looks like it's going to be the most serious, depressing, brooding, almost emo type film ever when it comes to the comic book world. I mean, whenever the opening teaser starts, and you'll see, play it while I'm talking as a good example. But whenever the opening teaser starts and the shot starts focusing in on what looks like a statue in the middle of a city, I don't know if that's Metropolis or not, but if that's either Metropolis, it sure the hell doesn't look like Metropolis, because anything involving the world of Superman and the world of Metropolis, it generally is supposed to be something bright, something sunny, even the nighttime shots. Like, it's something where it looks like a place you want to live in. So I'm thinking and I'm hoping that the opening shot is Gotham City, but probably not, because why would Gotham have a Superman statue in the middle of it? So this film looks to be so dark, so broody. I mean, it almost harkens that mock song that the Lego movie did, the Batman song that plays somewhere in the end of the movie. You know the one I'm talking about, where he's screaming about darkness, no parents, that funny song. That's what it seems like here, where the whole movie is just going to be another 2.5 hours of tragedy, of drama, of unfortunate circumstances, nothing in terms of what the Marvel world has. What's fascinating about the Marvel Studios world is one of the guys that was the headliner, basically the guy behind the scenes that's slowly making sure that the Marvel Studio films are all falling into place correctly. I can't remember if it was either that guy named Avi Arad or the other one named Kevin Feige, but one of them said this because they were asked why is Marvel Studios having so much success when it comes to their films. And he said basically it's like this, it's very simple. We try to make every movie as if we try to think, would our fans love to be in this world? Would they love to join this universe? And there's always a resounding yes. I mean, look at the Iron Man films. Even though they're set in today's world, it looks marvelous. I mean, that science fair, whatever that was in the second movie, looked great. Anything involving the first movie and the places where the Iron Man suit was being built, was being tested, him flying it around his city, anything even involving like the late, let's say, battle up in the sky between him and the Ironmonger. And then when it comes to part three, anything involving like the creation of the other suits. I mean, it was all great stuff. I mean, it's a beautiful set of worlds slash universes to look at when it comes to each movie. Same thing for Captain America. I mean, the first one and the second one, even though they do have drama within them, obviously. I mean, they're not all comedic type films, but they're all lighthearted in nature. You're not, in other words, leaving more depressed than when you first came out. Same thing with the Guardians of the Galaxy movie. Probably the same thing with the upcoming Ant-Man. Hell, even anything involving like the Thor movies. I mean, they're all to some extent, they take themselves seriously, but they don't take themselves too seriously. And that's what seems to be happening here with the Batman Superman Dawn of Justice film. It seems to follow that same thing that the Man of Steel film had, where it was just so constantly brooding. And it worked well with the original Batman trilogy from that guy Nolan, because obviously the character is Batman. But having it something like this with Superman, it just seems like it's yet again another trip involving a lot of emotions, downtrodden plays, whatever. And also another thing to showcase, if you look at the teaser and look at the shots, especially with Superman, I mean anything involving his world, it's still like it's crazy. I mean it's so dark, it's so depressing. It's a huge stark conference again compared to anything involving the Marvel Studios. Where I mean, look at the teasers and the trailers for the Avengers: Age of Ultron, which is supposed to be a much more serious turn in the Avengers world. It looks miles different when it comes to that compared to the Batman Superman film. So I don't know. I don't think I'm the only one thinking this. I mean, I'll give you the perfect example. I was so hyped to see the Man of Steel film, and it is a good film. It was a good film. I mean, I saw it once in theaters, and then as soon as it came out on DVD, I purchased it as well. But the curious thing was, even after seeing it just once in theaters, I never had that urge to see it again on DVD. I just bought it just in case if I'm going to. But that's not good. I mean, because it's a trip in order to see this movie. You have to go through scene after scene of tragedy and of unfortunate circumstances, stuff like that. While if you pop in anything like, let's say, you know, like the first Iron Man movie, it's lighthearted. I mean, you want to see those scenes. You remember and you harken back to some of the earlier scenes in the movie when some of the comedy was good, some of the action was good, some of the suspense was good. That's the kind of stuff that I'm comparing it to. Also, like anything involving the Green Lantern movie. Part of the reason why it didn't succeed was also because it seemed to follow that same formulaic Dark Knight Rises thing where it was all 100% drama as opposed to having something fun. And in this case, that's why I believe this is the same thing that's going to happen, especially after this teaser with the Dawn of Justice film. So I'm interested to hear what your thoughts are. I'm not saying that it's going to be bad, this film. I'm just saying that I think they should have taken this in a direction where it's not going to be depressing to see this movie afterward, especially with the hints and the ideas that according to some super spoilers, something big is going to happen at the end of the film. But it'll be fascinating to see if anything like if other people share my thoughts as well. So please post your comments, share them below. So far, again, first impression on this movie, the teaser that was leaked, and eventually the clear copies that everyone can see now. I don't like it. I'm still probably obviously I'm still going to go see the movie, but I think that it's just going to be more depressing stuff. So, all right, everybody. Thanks again as always. Take care.